We're going to watch this. If you have not watched this and maybe this is your first time viewing it, we are going to take a look. Chuck Dixon, he could not be at the panel, had a family emergency that he had to tend to, and he wasn't able to make MegaCon, though he had all the plans to be there. However, he was there. He was there still in a different way. So let's listen in on Chuck and the upcoming project.
Joe Bennett had this idea, and he presented it to me, and he said, what the Rippaverse really needs is a street-level crime-fighting character, a guy without any superpowers, self-made man. And so Joe and I together created the Horseman, and we presented the idea to Eric, and thank God he liked it. So we're creating a one-shot presenting the Horseman, just super action, the way only Joe Bennett can deliver it. And it's going to be a lot of fun, I promise.
There you go. That's the first cover that you guys have seen of The Horseman by our own Kanan White. And I do want to talk a little more about it. Again, big shout out to Kanan White for that lovely cover. Shout out to Joe Bennett. Shout out to my man's Chuck Dixon. And what I'll do is show you this as well. As you guys saw, the Chuck first showed it. This was like the original kind of design that we had for him by Joe. And I just love everything about this character, man. They pitched this idea to me, and, you know, we're planning our schedule because Joe and Chuck are workhorses, and they want to keep doing stuff with the Rippaverse. So, yes, we have some other stuff. We got that Chuck's role. We also have like alphacore 2. We have all of that. But what was going to be the next Chuck and Joe project? And it was the Horseman. As they mentioned, street level, self-made, no powers. You're going to learn a lot about this character, who he is, what he's about. All around badass. And the one thing that I did say is, because someone asked a question about this, like what flavor of, because you see kind of the cover, right? If you've watched that or looked at that, you see it looks like he's pretty brutal. He is. he ain't here for the games, bro. That's not his thing. But the artwork is killer. This project is well along the way with both pencil, ink, and color. Joe Bennett, Chuck Dixon, and this is the first because all the other projects, though I didn't write alphacore, Yaira, they're based on characters that I created. And this is the first characters that, not the first character that was created that or let's say that I didn't create. But it is the first character getting his own title that you guys know about that's based on a character that I didn't create. This idea was fully conceptualized by Joe Bennett and Chuck Dixon. That was all them. And they pitched it to me, what they were thinking. It's like, man, this could be a character. This is a character that we do need that I think would resonate with the audience. And it's a nice little change of pace. A lot of, again, self-made, a little grit there. Guys not playing around. We need a character like that. We can use it. And who better to do it than Chuck Dixon? Who better to write it than Chuck Dixon? Got the script, reading it, amazing script. And I don't want to give too much away, but this character is awesome. I love the design. I love the design of the character that Joe, this is all Joe. This wasn't a like Marcos, like myself and Marcos kind of design. And no, this is all Joe that designed it. A little chess piece, and some people sort of connected the dots on that little logo there. It's cool. The thing about this that I love this so much about comics, man, and why I think that it really, really needs to get back to an era that it used to be before social media. Now it's people look at everything. They don't look at it through the fan lens. They look at everything through like this trying to produce the best, the most, like, I don't know, it's following all the rules, and it's all about just the literature and that aspect. It's about critics and all that. It's like not about that. It's like nerd culture is about fun at the end of the day, and sometimes that fun, there's disagreements and chatter and who is the most powerful and things that maybe in retrospect people say are stupid conversations, but that used to be what this is about. And when we first like showed everybody the character, it was awesome to see the theories that floated around almost immediately. Like, oh, he looks like this, and the chest piece looks like this. Does he do this? Like, where does he come from? Is, name Horseman, and like what where does that stem from? I love to see that. There's a little confusion on the name initially. I know some people thought it was like we were saying like he's Horseman. Like, no, Horseman, like what you would call like for Headless Horseman, or the four of you individually are speaking about one of the horsemen of the apocalypse. Call him a horseman. That's a person rides horse. That's what the term is. But there will be more perspective. Shout out to Chuck Dixon. Shout out to Joe Bennett. When they pitched this, I was like, this is right up the alley of so many people. This is the type of character that so many people have asked about, and I know people are going to love him. So good. Shout out. Big shout out. Big shout out. You guys are going to love this story, though. It's already pretty far along the line. We talked about summer looking like it's going to be the release. So we got Horseman. Now you guys know. You got Yaira. You got Gooding. You got Horseman. You got some other stuff that we're working on. Yeah. It's a lot of cool theories. And that's what this shit used to be about. And I think the social media age and the critic age, which that always existed, but, that wasn't the first opinion that you saw. Man, back in the Gap, when you were buying comic books, really your first opinion of a book was, you got it pretty organically. It wasn't like, maybe you read it in a preview of a book or something. Hey, this is coming soon or whatever it may be. But it wasn't like, hey, it's all being funneled through like a critic lens and they're trying to tell you what you should think about it. No, it was really organic back then, and I get it because the age of technology and social media and connectivity, it's going to be very, very, very difficult to return to that. It's going to be very difficult, if at all, ever, returning to that. But I think that the Rippaverse, because we keep things tight to the chest, close to the chest, I think it does at least somehow rekindle that flame. And I love to see so many people talking about like theories about Horseman and what he's about. Really, really love that. Really, really love that, because that's what it used to be. It used to be about. So shout out to everybody. You guys are gonna love it. Chuck Dixon, he don't miss. He don't miss at all. So shout out Chuck Dixon, man. And oh man, just look at this design, man. Look, it's so clean. It's so fucking clean. Loved everything about this. And this was not like, this right here wasn't like something that we released that hey, it was meant to be a cover. Like, nah, this was actually just like it was almost a concept art. Basically, it was like, hey, okay, what is this character about? Joe wanted to present something that looked good. So we have like a starting point, and I saw we went through like different color variations and all that. And yeah, I didn't have much to do with it other than I liked that. Yeah, that was pretty much what it was. My involvement, and yeah, because it was a pitch at the end of the day, so I'm seeing all the concept art and everything and who the character is about, and I'm like, I saw all these different like variations of the original character, and maybe that's something that we will release in the future as we were showing off all these variations, especially with some of the concept art. So I love the colors that we came up with, and I remember asking Joe personally, like he showed me a bunch of them. Like, we were red and this, and there was so many different color schemes. And we went with the blue and goldish, and I was like, that's it. As soon as I saw it, I was like, that's it. But I asked him, I was like, okay, I see all these, but what do you think? What do you lean towards? What do you see? And Joe was like, I see that. And I was like, I'm with you on it. I'm fucking with you on it. And yeah, this is what we came up with. So, or what he came up with, should I say. So yeah, man, Horseman is, I love it so much. I think everybody's that's into this type of character is gonna really, really enjoy who this character is. And some of these fucking scenes, bro, some of these scenes that you guys are going to see is amazing. Only Joe Bennett could do. Such a talented artist, man. But yeah, shout out to Joe, shout out to Chuck. I can't wait for you guys to finally be able to see what the Horseman is all about. Thanks for watching. Be sure to head over to Rippaverse.com to check out our comic book company. We have books, plenty of merchandise, and even some glorious animations from Rippaverse Studios. Next up, possibly our most anticipated book thus far, Yaira.